To get a business started, you have to be good at doing great work. But to scale a business beyond you, you have to be good at getting others to do great work. And this is where most business owners get stuck. We're so good at doing a good job ourselves, but we find it really difficult to leverage our teams. So we end up hiring a team, putting good people in place, but we're not able to utilize them. We're not able to leverage them to their full ability, and we end up feeling stuck in the business. We end up feeling like we've got to look after them, like we've got to babysit them, and then we don't have the freedom that we deserve from our businesses. And whenever we try to step back and hand over to the team, we end up frustrated. We end up feeling like we've got to step in, like they're letting the ball drop, or we get worried that we're stressing them out. So I've seen this time and time again because I specialize in helping owners enjoy their businesses. And one of the key things that an owner needs to do to enjoy their business is be able to step away from the business. And when an owner steps away from their business and out of the weeds and out of the management stuff, which you're not good at and you're not destined to do, the business becomes a win-win because the team become empowered, they can grow the business, the owner gets their time back so you can focus on the stuff that you enjoy, you can have a life, and you can actually focus on doing the stuff that you're good at, like growing the business, as opposed to being stuck in the weeds and managing the team. So I want to share a model with you that we've come up with through working with so many different teams and so many different businesses, corporates. I've got some of it from my ex-military experience, but mainly from working with small and medium businesses. And the most common frustration that we meet with an owner is the team aren't doing what I need them to do. And we heard this time and time and time again. And I love a model. I'm ex-military. I love an acronym. And what we realized over time is there's only 5 reasons why your team aren't doing what you need them to do. And if you just work through those 5 reasons, you're going to find out what you need to change to make them do what you need them to do. And if you just proactively start with these 5 things, then you can do a really good job from the start of making sure that your team are highly aligned to what you need them to do and doing a good job. So it's called the match model, and you can actually work through it in order. So it's quite handy. Right. So we start with M, motivation. Are the team motivated to do what you need them to do? Okay, and one of the things that we might need to think about here is incentives. So if I'm asking my team to do something, am I incentivizing them to do it? That might be financial incentives, but it might also be things like, am I involving them in the planning process? So often when teams aren't involved in new ideas, they get resentful because they want to be involved, right? So there's no one size fits all with this, but you've got to think about, are they motivated to do this thing? If they're not, we need to address that first because you can't work with a team that aren't motivated. Then we go on to A, ability. Have they got the ability to do what I'm asking them to do? If they have, great. If they haven't, it's a training issue or it's a misfit to the role issue. So we've got to think about, have they got the ability to do what I need them to do? If they have, or we've addressed that, we then go on to T. Have they got the time to do what I need them to do? People like saying yes. Your team will like to say yes to you. They want to please you, and it makes us feel good to say yes. And even us as business owners, we overcommit. We like to say yes to way too much. So what will happen a lot of the time is your team will say yes, but they haven't realistically got the time. So that's something that we need to think about as well. And actually, that will get highlighted with the final part of this acronym. The 4th letter is the C, okay? And that is clarity. And this is really important, right? Are your team clear on what it is that you're expecting of them? And I guarantee you that 9 times out of 10, they're probably not, right? Now, just because you've explained something to somebody and because it's clear in your head, doesn't mean that they're clear on it. And the easy way that you fix this is that you never again from this moment onwards in your business life, get your team to agree to a project without getting really clear on the clear measurable results that mean this thing is successful. Okay, if you do that, it's going to give them clarity, it's going to give you clarity, it's going to save you a lot of time, it's going to save you a lot of frustration. So we've got to get clear. And then the thing that ties all of this in together is the H, which is being held to account. Okay, so have we got some kind of system or process in place that holds people accountable to actually doing what they said they were going to do? Most businesses don't do this. And the reason that we don't do this is because we feel like we don't want to put pressure on our team. We don't want them to feel like we're micromanaging, whatever it might be. But when you put a good weekly system in place that holds people accountable to the projects that they said they were going to do, a couple of magical things happen. At first, they get stressed, right? But what happens down the line is it forces them to do the things they said they were going to do. It forces them to work as a team and hold each other accountable, which means that they get better results, which means they grow in confidence and they grow in motivation, and you create a growth mindset culture in your business. So you might think that you're being a good boss by not holding your team to account or putting systems in place that do hold your team to account. But actually what you're doing is damaging the culture of your business and you're making the business overly reliant on you. But if you get an accountability system in place, which is basically a really good weekly meeting with good structure, you're going to stop the business and team being reliant on you, and you're going to create a growth mindset culture. So if you're frustrated that your team aren't doing what you need them to do, you've just got to work through the match method, right? Are they motivated? Have they got the ability? Have they got the time? Have they got the clarity on what it is that's actually expected of them? And are they being held to account? And I guarantee you that if they're not doing what you need them to do, one of those 5 things is missing. And that if you work through it in that order and address those, all of your problems will disappear. So remember, your job as a business owner is to create a business that can work without you. That's the way that you're going to get freedom. That's the way you're going to motivate your team long term. That's the way you're going to create a business that you can sell that's going to give you the outcome that you deserve from all the time and effort and sacrifice that you put into your business. And the match method is going to help you, or guarantee to help you, show you exactly what you need to do step by step to get other people to do stuff for you. So if you're frustrated, feeling that it's really hard to get people to do stuff, it's not. You've just got to go about it in the right process. Hopefully you found this useful. Please just write that method down and use it in your career, in your business life moving forward. Train it to your managers, train it to your leaders. It's a fantastic model. It works really well. If you would like to have a deeper dive into how you can make your business work without you and how you can actually motivate your team, so by stepping back to how you can actually increase your team's levels of motivation by working less and making them, giving them more responsibility, and how you can do that in 14 weeks. If you'd like to find out how you can do that in 14 weeks, how you can go from you being stuck in operations, you managing your team, and you want to find out how you can reduce that time that you spend managing your team and dealing with operational issues to 1 day a week in 14 weeks, there's a 3-step process that will enable you to get there. I'd like to share that process with you. We're putting on, over the next 3 to 6 months, depending on when you watch this video, we're putting on regular workshops, but we're only going to have 10 people in those workshops. So I'm going to guide you through that 3-step process and how to implement it over a 14-week period to reduce your management and operational time down to 1 day a week in just 14 weeks. It's a proven process. We've done it with loads of businesses. Multiple clients of ours have sold their businesses now. One of our clients is currently on a 60-day backpacking holiday because they're able to, they've empowered their team and got systems in place that mean that the business can basically run without them. So if you'd like to find out about that, just click around here, whether that you're watching this in an email. If you just click the link, get onto the priority list for the free workshops. We'll send you the dates as soon as they come out, and then you can make sure that you nab one of those 10 spaces and come along, go through the workshop and have plenty of time for Q&A. That's what we're keeping the group small. Love to see you there. Hopefully you find the match method useful. If you know somebody else that would benefit from this, that's frustrated with their team or feeling a bit stuck, please do share this video with them. And I look forward to seeing you on one of our workshops.